Hi guys, welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking. So let's get started. Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, and today I'm going to show you is my meatball vegetable soup. So let's get started. So in my green bowl I have 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 egg. I have my oven preheated at 350. I'll take these 2 shallots and dice them. Once they're diced, I'll add them in with the ground beef. So I'll place it in my bowl, cut the rest of the shallot, this meatball vegetable soup is really good. Alrighty, now I'll place that in my bowl. I'll take 1 garlic clove, I'll mince that up and then place that in my bowl. So now I'll place that in. I'll take 1 yellow sweet pepper. I'll dice this up and I'll place that in my bowl as well, but I'm going to go wash it. So I'm cutting it into strips, and then I'll just dice it. So now I'll place this yellow sweet pepper in my bowl. I'll put some gloves on. I'll place probably about 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. If you need more, or you think you need more, just add more. Now I'll mix this all together. That was perfect. So I have my baking pan. Now for the meatballs, I'm just making them bite size. You don't want them too big because it's going in the soup. So just take your ground beef. You can even use ground turkey if you like. And just continue making small meatballs. You want to thoroughly cook them too in the oven before you place them in your soup. So nothing like homemade soup. So out of the 2 pounds of ground beef, it made about 34 meatballs, depending on how big you make them. So now I'll remove my gloves. Hands are nice and clean. I'll place this in my 350-degree oven until the meatballs are fully cooked. So into the oven it goes. While my meatballs are in the oven, I have my burner on medium-high. I'll place 1 container, it's 32 ounces of beef broth in my pot. So I'll just pour it in. To the beef broth, I'm going to add in 1 small bottle of Merlot, and this bottle is actually 1 cup. So I'll place this in. Just mix it around. I have 8 green onions that I diced. I'll place that in my pot. I have 2 stalks of celery that I diced, and I'll place that in my pot. To my beef broth and wine, I'll be placing 3 cups of water in here. I'll add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, stir it around. Now I'm waiting on my meatballs. For my vegetables, I have 1 14-ounce can of corn, 14-ounce can of sliced carrots, and a 14-ounce can of green beans. So I'll just place this in my pot. Mix it around. Smells good. Along with the vegetables I just placed in my pot, I'll also place in 1 quart of my diced potatoes. So just mix that around. This meatball vegetable soup, like I said, is so good. Broth is good. Now I added salt and pepper in my soup. I'm just going to place a little bit of the seasoned salt, which is garlic, onion, parsley, basil. So I'll place a little of that in the soup. Mix it around. Meatballs are still in the oven cooking. Like I said, you want to make sure that they're thoroughly cooked before you put them in your soup. I'll give it a try. Really good. So now I'll check on my meatballs. That looks perfect. I'll turn my oven off. I'll take the lid off my pot. So now I'll take the meatballs and place them in my pot. See how quick and easy this was to make this soup? And this is my homemade meatball vegetable soup. That's why you don't want your meatballs too large. Last one. Now I'll just let this simmer a little bit so that the broth gets absorbed into the meatballs. And my soup's done. I'll put the lid back on and give it about 20 minutes and then my soup is ready. Now I'll check on my soup. Stir it around. This looks good. I'll put a little in my bowl. Now, doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look good? This smells really good. I'll add just a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. I'll take a bite of the meatball. They're nice and tender. So I have the meatball. Potato, and the broth. So I'll take a bite. It's really hot. Wow, this came out good. This meatball vegetable soup is really good. Deserves a second bite. Really, really good. This meatball vegetable soup is really, really good. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking and watch me make my homemade meatball vegetable soup. Give it a try because it's really good. I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye.